About this with Ken Cuccinelli. He's the former acting Deputy Secretary of Homeland Security during President Trump's first term. Ken, thanks for taking time to be with us today. And first, let me ask, because you did raise it on social media, do you think that President Trump should invoke the Insurrection Act?
Well, that is effectively a function of available resources. So when they fully ramp up what they think is the optimum number of National Guardsmen, and if they still aren't quelling the violence, then yes, is the short answer, just as it was done in LA back in 1992. And so that's what that tool is for. And the president has made it clear that unlike his first term, he's willing to use it. I think we all take him seriously on that. He's already moved National Guardsmen in a way he did not during the riots in 2020. I can tell you, if you think of Portland, Oregon, where we had 340 officer injuries in the summer of 2020, 340 officers injured. And the governor Brown there would not bring in the National Guard, and President Trump didn't override it, as he has the authority to do.
I hear you, Ken, but you raised a very serious thing, so I just want to ask you. You said the Insurrection Act, it's really a matter of available resources. I don't know that that's how a lot of people would read it. Are you saying that it's really just a matter of if they don't have enough guard, then they can go ahead and deploy active duty military like these Marines have been readied, and that's okay because of the Insurrection Act?
That's exactly what the Insurrection Act says. There are 4 reasons under the Insurrection Act that the president can deploy military under that act. Insurrection is only one of the 4. That's the name of the act. But that's only one of the 4 bases. And yes, just what I said, if federal resources are otherwise insufficient to deal with whatever the circumstance the president sees, he has full authority to, under the Insurrection Act, utilize active duty military to participate in addressing that situation. And here we're talking about violence in the streets of Los Angeles. He absolutely has the authority to do it, just as President George Bush did in 1992.
This would be significantly different than 1992, but I do want to ask you, because sending in federal troops here against the governor and the mayor's wishes, as you're well aware, George H.W. Bush, Governor Pete Wilson wanted that to happen, so he wasn't doing the exact same thing. You're well aware of that. How does the Trump administration then mitigate the risk that what it's doing could actually inflame the situation?
So, of course, there's differences between every circumstance, so please don't lecture me on that. If they want to mitigate the circumstances, the coaxing as much cooperation as you can get is obviously step one. That's not going to happen with the mayor and the governor. They've made that very clear. The governor is going to file a useless lawsuit against the president. This is well litigated ground. The president is going to win that lawsuit. But when you don't have any cooperation locally, you're left working on your own. When I listened to the mayor in your broadcast here earlier say, well, if they just wouldn't enforce immigration law, this never would have happened. What a ludicrous thing to say. If you just won't enforce the law, we wouldn't have these problems. Yes, well, if you weren't a sanctuary state, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. I mean, we can go back and forth all day on those pieces, but the federal government is charged with enforcing federal law. So the president is really doing his job. And the fact that it continues to escalate in Los Angeles to a degree it hasn't anywhere else yet is unfortunate. I don't think anybody wanted this to happen, including the president. But he's also not backing down, as he did in the first term, in terms of not using the options he has available to him. And I agree with you, going to the next step of utilizing the authority under the Insurrection Act would be another step up the ladder of seriousness, but he's going to do what he believes is necessary to finally bring peace to the streets of Los Angeles.
I do want to ask you about something the mayor said, and just to be clear, Ken, because I wouldn't want you to misunderstand me, I'm not lecturing you, but we do have a lot of viewers who may not understand the specific circumstances under which these Guard members have been called up. So we do just need to be clear. You brought it up twice. making it seem very similar, and I just want them to understand there is a distinct difference here. The mayor did say this on CNN earlier today. Let's listen.
It's an escalation that didn't have to happen. Why were there raids? You know, we had been told that he was going to go after violent criminals.